You are listening to Intuitive Public Radio. So I hope soon that a colleague will be joining me, but in the meantime, I'm going to start out telling you about epistemology. This is a word that comes up a lot in our work together, in our research, in our ways of describing what we're experiencing. It's turned out to be a very helpful term, and we want to give everyone a chance to understand it at least a little better. Epistemology is the study of knowledge, or of a particular system of knowledge. What do you know, and how do you know what you know? Epistemic means relating to knowledge and knowing. There are two major ways to think about this, and the second one is split up into a bunch of pieces. The first one is that over the past centuries, the mind has been viewed as a closed structure, where things happen passively and reactively. One can maybe choose where to focus one's attention, inhibit some responses, choose to remember something. Ask a student or even an experienced practitioner, how do you know this or that? And they will quickly run out of words with which to answer the question. Our everyday language is generally quite impoverished when it comes to naming the epistemic constructs that people use in sense-making. I'm quoting from our notes document. The second way to think about this with its various pieces go as follows. Developing epistemic agency, viewing the mind and inner world as something one can learn how to know, how to understand and work with, and get to know as different epistemic structures. And such structures are, for instance, concepts, learning how to link concepts to material and social contexts and embodied experiences, update or create new concepts where relevant, also processes like intuition, reason, evaluation, sense perception, emotions including wonder, curiosity, and edge emotions like existential threat and shame. Another epistemic structure is the contents, memories of experiences. Another is parts of self, which must be discovered or differentiated. For example, wounded, fragile parts and controlling manager parts that may develop in response to traumatic experience and hold trauma memories separately from other memories. We also have epistemic structures like modes or action stances, different ways to frame and approach tasks. So that draws from the notes from a particular work group, actually more like a series of work groups, where we have been discussing so many of our current circumstances and approaches needed, centering our understanding of epistemology, centering our awareness that epistemic injury is something that has prevented us from understanding what we know and how we came to know it, and has prevented us from accessing what would be our ancestral epistemologies, what would be our natural community and family epistemologies, if not for violent colonial influences that specifically prevent a population or certain people or certain kinds of people from knowing what they would naturally know, from drawing on ancestral knowledge that would keep them safe from violence if they knew it, if they knew how to navigate and protect that knowledge. And when we don't know how to navigate and protect our most sacred knowledge of who we are, who our families are, who our communities have been through the generations, it is that much easier for us to be co-opted, harmed, or killed by violence. I think we have a delay with my colleague, so we will have to catch them a different time for a different recording, but this recording seems to be working. The timer is still ticking. 5, 5, 5. There it is. Today is August 10th, 2021. It is called 12 Jaguar. And it's time for us to get this. Blessings to time and sense and meaning. Thank you for joining us. You are listening to this Intuitive Public Radio. I am Max M.E. Morris, and I'm looking forward to our next chat, whenever that is. Gratitude. Blessings.